Hi guys, welcome to Huddle Adventures. I'm Eddie. Today's video is first time cruise tips. The first step when you decide you want to go on a cruise is selecting a cruise line. Seems logical, right? There's a lot of cruise lines out there, guys. So what I'm going to do to make it simple is I'm going to break it down to 2 classes of cruises with 8 total cruise lines to select from, 4 in each class. The first class will be your budget-friendly, family-orientated, activity-based cruise lines. And those are the most popular cruise lines. That would be Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Line, and MSC. MSC is kind of a newcomer here in the U.S. They started out in Europe and they have expanded all over the world, and they are starting to make a big presence here in the United States, investing a lot of money in ports and ships that are going to be sailing itineraries in the Caribbean and the Bahamas at the moment. I'm sure they'll expand that later on, but just in case you never heard of MSC, they are a major player. They have super large, super sized ships like Royal Caribbean, and they're making a name for themselves right now. The next class of cruise lines would be considered luxury class lines. These ones are more based for adults that are looking for a more higher level of dining, higher level of customer service, just more luxury, less activities. It's not going to be an action-filled cruise ship. These cruise ships will have less of that type of entertainment. There's not going to be rock walls and rope courses and water slides on these cruise lines, right? So those cruise lines would be the Princess, Celebrity, Holland America, and Virgin. Virgin's a brand new one. The Virgin Cruise Line is very interesting. They have concepts that are unlike any other cruise line. Google, check all the cruise lines out, see what fits you. What is your idea of a good vacation? What fits your budget? Obviously, the luxury lines are going to be a little more expensive. That should really go without saying. The family-friendly lines are more budget-friendly, so just keep that in mind. We're going to assume you picked a cruise line, okay? The next step is deciding when you want to sail, what time of year, where you'd like to go, how long you want to sail for, and how much you want to spend, okay? Those are very important, and you can look at them in any order. You could start with your budget. You could start with, what time of year you want to sail. You could start with your destination, but you need to determine those factors, right? How much you're willing to spend is very important, okay? So the next thing is picking. Once you go to pick the cruise, I highly recommend that you look at the cruise ship for the cruise you're interested in. Google that ship. So, for instance, if you're going to go on Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas, do a Google search. Oasis of the Seas review. Read the reviews, see what they have to offer, check out the YouTube videos, see if that looks like the ship you want to go on, okay? As far as the duration of the cruise, that's also an important factor I forgot to mention. There's 2-day cruises, 3-day cruises, 4-day cruises, 5, 6, 7, 8-day cruises, 14-day cruises. The most popular tend to be 4-day to 7-day cruises. My first cruise was a 4-day cruise. It was a 4-day Bahama cruise, and at the end of it, I felt like it was that was a good time window for me. It worked out really well. I wasn't overwhelmed, but I still had a great time. It was enough for me to realize I really enjoyed cruising. It was on a smaller ship. So when you do your review of the ship, you're looking at the size of the ship, look how many guests it holds, how many decks they have. Do all that, guys. The ship is just as important as the destination itinerary. Some people say even more important, because you're on the ship 85% of the time of your cruise. Keep that in mind. You're only out the ship 15% of the time. So that cruise ship is your home. It's a floating 3 to 5 star hotel, depending on what cruise line or what ship you get for the time you're on it. All right. I'm going to assume you picked your cruise. You know what your budget is. You're set. All right. You paid for it. You made your arrangements. Now it's time to check in. Every cruise line that I know of right now at this moment has online check-in, guys. So you go online to check in. You might check in directly through their app or directly through their website or a combination of both. You have to do your online check-in. Read everything. Read all of the terms of your cruise, the cruise agreement. Read that. Make sure you know what documentation you need on embarkation day. When you go to the cruise terminal, you have to make sure if you need your passport, you need your COVID vaccine card, you need your COVID test, you need whatever you need. Make sure you have that information, guys. It's very, very critical that you make sure that you take care of that and you have everything you need and you read everything. And you want to be reading this stuff when you book the cruise 2-3 months before the cruise. You want to find out that, oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, and then you're not allowed to board that day because you didn't fulfill the agreement. When you check in, you'll get to pick an appointment time or boarding time. It's best to always pick the earliest available time. Once you get like an hour or two into the boarding window, usually the boarding window is about 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. You start getting towards the middle, it gets more busy. So you're going to have less of a crowd at the very beginning and less of a crowd at the end of the boarding window. I advise trying to get on early. Right now, with reduced capacity due to COVID-19, boarding is very quick and easy, and everybody's getting on the ship very fast. There are some exceptions. There's been some cruise lines and ports where they've ran into issues, but that's the exception and not the rule. So once you know where you're going, you know your boarding time, now you have to get there, right? A lot of people, live near ports and they can drive there. It's an hour drive, 2 hour drive, 4 hour drive. My advice to you guys, if you're driving more than like 3 or 4 hours or you're flying in, you really should come in the day before or 2 days before your cruise. Get a hotel near the cruise port, get a good night's sleep, wake up in the morning, eat a nice breakfast, and get on the ship refreshed and ready to go. We have tried flying in the day of a cruise, and we did it 2 times, and both times we were exhausted. We struggled to be active all day because we were tired, and it just wore us out. And it had an impact on day 2 of our cruise because we were still tired from day 1. Think about it. We live in Michigan, so we have to go to our airport, Detroit Metro Airport, and then we have to go through the whole check-in process at the airport. All that walking, you go through security, then you have to go to your gate. It's a huge airport. You walk all the way to your gate at the other end of the airport, and you sit there. Then you wait to board, and then you're on a plane, and then you wait to get off the plane, and then you go make a mad dash to baggage claim. That's if you don't have a layover flight. You might have a layover flight. You have to go to an airport and go find the next gate to get on your connecting flight. So there's all this run around at the airports, and then you get done and you're getting off the plane and you're at your destination. You have to get your travel arrangements to the port. You're either going to do a shuttle through the cruise line, you're going to do Uber, you're going to do taxi, whatever you're going to do, you have to get to the port. Then you get to the port, the terminal, and you have to go through basically a similar version that you go through with the airport, walking through all those pylons and through this check and that check and this check, and then you get to board and you got to go all around through the gangplank and get on the ship. It's a busy day, guys. It's a busy morning. You're better off flying in or driving in the day before and just being well rested, and there's no surprises. You don't have to worry about traffic jams, your car breaking down, any kind of delays with the airlines. Anything can happen, guys. They could cancel your flight, reschedule your flight, and then you miss your cruise. So I know a lot of people don't want to spend the money on a hotel. It's worth it. It's a good investment to make sure you have a good cruise. Now, before you get to that part where you're flying in or driving in, you need to secure your cash and credit card situation. Usually during the online booking process, they're going to ask you for a credit card or debit card to back up your account on the ship. On Carnival and Royal Caribbean, your room key is tied to your onboard account. Just like at a hotel, like you go to a hotel bar and you have breakfast or you have drinks and it gets charged your room, and then when you check out, all those charges get settled on your credit card you use to secure the room. Cruise ships the same way, guys. You can even use cash on some of the cruise lines. You select cash to back up your account online, and then you have to give cash the day you board to back up the account. So you have to secure your online account, and you need cash. You need cash when you're going on cruises, guys. The porters that are at the terminal, they are independent contractors that are hired by the cruise lines, but they don't work directly for the cruise lines. And it is traditional to give porters a tip, so much per bag. Some people do $1 a bag. I do $5 a bag. I'm a heavy tipper, guys. I've always been that way. So you need to take cash to tip your porters. You need to take cash to tip your room steward. There are gratuities, prepaid gratuities on cruises, and some cruises include the gratuities, but it's always a nice gesture to give your room steward a little extra if they do a really good job. We always leave cash for a room steward. 4-day cruise, approximately $60. 7-day cruise, we leave like $100. That's what we do. And then when you get off it, you're in foreign countries at these ports, guys. So it's good to have cash if you plan to get, drinks or eat or buy any souvenirs. Most of the ports you're going to stop at, guys, are heavy tourist destinations, and they do take credit cards, and they are safe to use credit cards. There are commercial chain businesses at these ports like Margaritaville and places like that you can use your card at. But if you're going to buy anything, from a vendor, a street vendor, or a small business or something, you're going to want to use cash. So I can't tell you how much cash to take. I don't know your spending habits. We don't really buy souvenirs because we're flying in and out, guys. Our luggage we weigh it. We take a scale with us. Anything over 50 pounds, you're paying buku bucks at the airport to get your luggage back. I will tell you, when you do get off at the ports, you have to be very, very safe, guys. You got to be careful and cautious. You don't want to go counting your money in the middle of the street. You don't want to leave your guard down, okay? There's a lot of crime, a lot of criminals that take advantage of tourists. Don't fall into that. Be aware of your surroundings. Always keep your head on a swivel, looking around. Keep your wallet and your belongings close to your body. Don't get pickpocketed. Don't get your bag stolen. Don't leave anything unattended. Be careful, guys. A lot of bad things can happen. Your excursions, your specialty dining, I do recommend you book those things online prior to getting on board, but you can book those activities on board when you get on the ship. But if you're going to wait, do it day one. Go down to guest services or go on your app for whatever cruise line you're on and book your specialty dining, any kind of activities or events that require booking. Do that, and any excursions off the ship. I do recommend for first-time cruisers to do your excursions through the cruise line you're sailing with. That way you're protected in the event that, say you're on some kind of trolley tour of, I don't know, Nassau, Bahamas, and your bus breaks down. If you're on a cruise-sponsored excursion, they're in communication with the ship. They're going to know your bus broke down, and they're going to wait for you to get back on board, right? Because you are with them. Another thing that could happen is bad weather could hit, and you have already paid for your excursion through your cruise line, and now you can't go there. Your cruise line will be able to issue you onboard credit instantly. We've had that happen to us, guys. We had a Mexican Riviera cruise on the Panorama, Carnival Panorama, back in October. Tropical storm Jan hit one of the ports. We had an all-day, all-inclusive excursion booked there through Carnival, and it got canceled. So Carnival gave us onboard credit instantly. It was in our sail away account right then. So that's one of the benefits of booking directly through the cruise line. You might save, 10%, 15% booking outside of the cruise line, but you lose that security and safety that comes with doing it through the cruise line. So you got that to consider. I recommend booking online ahead of time. Once you get on board, guys, the first thing you need to concentrate on doing is your muster drill. Now, maritime law requires a muster drill is given to all the passengers on board of a ship before sailing. And it's basically, for those of you that have never sailed before, it's just them showing you where you go to get on your lifeboat if the ship is going to sink, all right? And how to put on a life jacket, that type of thing. It's like what they do on the airlines when you're on a plane and the flight attendant stands up there and says, this is how you put your mask on. This is how you put the vest on that's underneath your seat. It's the same type of thing, but it's for cruise ships, and it's required by law that they do this. Here's what happens. People get on their ship and they run to the bar, start getting drinks. They run up to the Lido bar or the buffet and start eating, and then they forget all about checking in and doing the muster drill. And you start hearing announcements an hour before the ship is scheduled to leave port. Please do your muster drill, please do your muster drill, please do your muster drill. It gets monotonous, it gets on everybody's nerves, and there's no reason for it. Back in the day, they used to drag everybody out onto the deck in the muster areas and do the muster drill in large groups, and it sucked, guys. It really sucked. It was hot, you're all jammed together, and it was just ridiculous. Now, with COVID, the muster drill is done in small groups, and it's done on demand. When you go there, like I'm going to use Carnival for example, you got on your boarding pass, it says your muster drill location. So when you get on the ship, ask the first employee, hey, where's muster drill location E? Oh, that's on deck 3, aft of the ship. Aft is the back. All right, forward is the front, right? So you go to the elevator, go to deck 3, and they'll be out there in the hallway, and they'll have signs, muster station, it's right here. You go there, and in Carnival, they just show you how to put on a life vest. They tell you this is where you come if there is any kind of emergency and you're called to go to your muster station. That's where you go. You go to your room. Usually you're not going to get to your room for a couple hours after you get on the ship because they are prepping the rooms and cleaning the rooms from the last cruise. So like in Carnival, usually by 1:30 you're able to get your room. You might get on the ship at 11. You got time to kill. When you get to your room, the TV in the room will have safety videos on regarding to the muster drill. They're playing already when you get in your room. You can also watch those videos on your phone through the app. And from what I understand, all the cruise lines are doing it very similar. So that's it. Do your muster drill so you don't hold up the ship and everybody can get to sailing. Every cruise line, when they do sail away, when they leave the port, like if you're sailing out of Port Canaveral, Miami, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, wherever you're sailing, Galveston, when you leave, they have a sail away party on the main deck where the pool is. On Carnival, they call it the Lido deck. I believe it's called the Lido deck on most cruise ships. But that is one of the high level decks where the pool's at. And they'll have a DJ out there, line dancing, and it's a lot of fun, guys. So you don't want to miss that. So when you hear they're getting ready to leave, make sure you go up there and get to the sail away party and kick your cruise off the right way. One thing I will tell you to do prior to getting on board, and it's a good thing to do while you're on the airplane or when you're driving there, if you're the passenger, or, a couple days before, look at your deck plan, guys. You don't have to memorize it, but you should find your room on the deck plan, know where your room is in relation to the ship. Are you on the right side, starboard? Are you on the left side, port? Are you towards the front? Are you towards the rear? Aft is rear, forward is the front. Are you midship? Know where your room is, okay? Then know where the main dining rooms are and any of the amenities that you're interested in on board. Like if you're a fitness person like I am, I want to know where the fitness center is so I can get to that first thing in the morning when I go to the fitness center. But you want to know where everything's at, where the bars are at, where everything's at. Kind of get yourself familiar with it so you're not lost when you get on the ship. It will save you a lot of time. Spending 20-30 minutes just Studying that deck plan will make your cruise go much smoother. Okay, once on board, guys, you have to pace yourself. Cruise lines, it's like a 4-star hotel, all you can eat hotel, and if you have like the alcohol package, the drink package, all you can drink basically, and lots and lots of walking, guys. These cruise ships are 1,000 foot or longer, most of them. They're 2 semi-trucks wide, semi-trailers wide. So they're over 100 feet wide, 1,000 foot long, multiple decks, lots and lots of walking. We get off at the ports. You are walking long distances just to get off the port, off the dock. These are massive ships, guys. So you're gonna be doing lots of walking. So you'll be eating a lot more than you normally do. You'll probably be drinking more alcohol than you normally drink, and you'll be walking a lot more than you walk unless you're already an active person. So comfortable shoes are important, pacing yourself, slowing down. You don't have to eat everything all at once, guys. That food's gonna be there all week. Don't overeat. You'll feel sick. You'll have indigestion, stomach aches, cramping, all that stuff. And you don't want to be, sick and hungover on a cruise ship, guys. That's terrible. You'll miss so much doing that. Just pace yourself. Make sure you drink plenty of water in between those alcoholic beverages. Pace yourself. Have fun, but pace yourself. Trust me, you'll thank me if you do that. When you do leave the ship, be aware of ship time. Ship time is not the same time that's on your iPhone or your Android phone, right? Ship time is whatever they say ship time is. So make sure you know what ship time is. Ship time should be on your app for the cruise line. Carnival has a hub app and it shows you the ship time. When we were on the PANORAMA, we've changed time zones multiple times. My head was spinning. I didn't know what time it was. When you get off that ship, make sure you know what the ship time is. Make sure you know what the arrival and departure time is for that port. You do not want to be stranded at the port. You don't want to miss your port. You don't want to be a pier runner. Pier runners are the people that don't pay attention to ship time, don't listen to announcements, don't watch videos like this one. They get on board, they get off the ship, and then all of a sudden they are told, hey, I believe your ship's leaving, and they are running. Now keep in mind, 1,000 foot long ship, that's a long way to run if you're running just the length of the ship, but you're usually running the length of a dock that's at least that long or longer to get to your ship, and you're running that again. It's a long run. It's embarrassing too because everybody is watching you. People love to watch pier runners and make fun of them. Okay, so don't do that. Know what your ship time is. Know when your departure time is. Like I said before, be careful at the ports. Here's a pro tip. Last night of your cruise, after dinner or even earlier before dinner, pack your luggage. Pack everything up, guys. Get it all packed and ready. They're going to ask you if you're going to have your luggage checked and taken off the ship. You have to put it out the night of the cruise. You don't want to go to dinner, then go to a show and do the casino and have drinks at the bar and come back to your room, inebriated and tired and exhausted and have to pack. You're not going to make good decisions and you're going to feel rushed and it's not good. So pack early. I know it sucks packing, but it's going to make your morning a lot better and it's going to make your night a lot more enjoyable. You want to enjoy your last night on a cruise ship, guys. You want to enjoy your morning. You want to have enough time to get up in the morning and have breakfast on the cruise ship before you get off. You don't know when you're going to eat again. Who knows? If you're flying and you're going to be eating at a crowded airport, whatever. So that's what I'll tell you. And I did mention there's casino, right? I said you go to the casino. There's casinos on every ship. I don't know a ship that doesn't have a casino. So be aware of that. If you're a gambler, put that in your budget. Budget that in, okay? Budget your tip money in. Budget your spending money at the ports in. Your drinks usually will have gratuities rolled into them. We still tip on our drinks. We do drink package and most cruise lines will have you sign, even though you're not paying for the drink, it's included in your package, and it'll have a line for a tip. Even though, like in Carnival, they do an 18% automatic gratuity, we still tip like $1 or $2 on our drinks, just as a thank you. Those people on the cruise, you're going to see, they work so hard, guys, and they don't make a whole lot of money, so we try to take care of them. Once you get back home, usually within a day or two, a week at the most, you're going to get an email from your cruise line with the survey. Take the time and do the survey. Okay, don't blow that off, guys. The survey is very important to the crew on board. That crew, you're going to see, like I just said a minute ago, they work really hard, guys. They get promotions and raises based on these surveys that you do. The cruise lines will also make improvements and changes based on these surveys as well. So this is your chance to voice your opinion and give them your advice on things you think they could do better, and to thank them for the things they're doing great, and to mention crew members that you were impressed with that you think went beyond what was call of duty. So one pro tip is, everybody's got a camera on their phone, right? Say your room steward's great and you can't remember the guy's name or lady's name. Ask them, hey, I need to get a picture of your name tag. Get a picture of them and a picture of their name tag. Keep that on your phone. Your survey comes in, you can look up their name and you'll know. Oh, my steward's name was John. I'm going to put John on there. John was an excellent room steward. And that's all you need is their first name, because they know where you're at on the ship. They know your room. Don't you worry. They'll know who John is. There could be 97 Johns and they'll know you're John. So you need to do that. Make sure you fill the survey out and get that done. A lot of people blow that off, and it's not just for the cruise line, guys. It's for the crew. So with that said, guys, if you have any questions about cruising, please comment below. If there's anything I can answer or Laura can answer, we'll do our best to give you the information you're looking for. There's an app for cruisers. It's called Cruise Shipmate. No affiliation. Okay, it's like Facebook for cruising fanatics. You can download it from the App Store for Android or Apple. And once you get on Cruise Shipmate, you can locate fellow cruisers by their name, their username. Our username on Cruise Shipmate is Huddle Adventure. No S on the end, no space between Huddle and Adventure. I'm going to put that below so you can see it. If you go on to the Cruise Shipmate app after you download it, send us a Cruise Shipmate friend request and we'll add you. Once you become friends with people on Cruise Shipmate, you can see each other's cruise schedule, right? Right now, Laura and I have 15 cruises booked. Our next cruise is in 7 days on the Sunrise, the Carnival Sunrise. So we have 6 cruises over the next 6 months, and I think I'm going to say 9 more booked after that, all the way up into early 2024. So most of the cruises are with Carnival, but we have a cruise with Celebrity in April. We have 2 Norwegian cruises, and we have a cruise with, I think that's it. Yeah, those are the only ones we have. We have Norwegian, Celebrity, and Carnival right now. I almost said Royal because we were looking real hard at adding a Royal Caribbean cruise. We haven't been on Royal Caribbean since 2019. They're a great cruise line, and we're looking to sail with them again. So with that said, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you. And if you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever we share videos. We are a cruising channel. We share breaking cruise news, cruise tips, and cruise vlogs, cruise reviews, all things cruising. So thanks again. We'll talk to you later. Bye.